We are getting a new camera for the videos. Pretty exciting. They're getting a battery in it so we can see the quality. We got it to start working.
They're not the one that a kid comes up to after you drop a ball from the other team and tells you you suck. Okay? Then you have to think in your head, what have I been talking about? What have I been learning in ambassador program? What does Nebraska Select want to say to that? What's going to happen when a big tall kid goes up over the top of you in the end zone and catches it from another team, and then a bunch of their teammates come around you and surround you and start doing this around you? And what's your reaction going to be? Today we want to talk about our sideline, and we want to talk about our uniforms, okay, since we're getting those today. What's different about the sideline in 7-on-7 most of the time versus tackle? Oh, Sam, what's the difference?
It's like opposing teams on the sidelines.
Same sideline. Is that crazy? And in this sport too, where they're usually talking crap, then they come stand by you. Or their coaches are yelling at you, you know, hey 32, you can't do that, blah, 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 whatever they want to say to us. And then we gotta go stand by the guys. So no wonder why there's a lot of arguments and things like that. So our sideline etiquette has to be spot on. We have to go in a zone, okay, and we just need to go here. In there. Sidelines, we pick up our sidelines, guys. We don't leave it to the tournament director or the next team or whatever to pick up our water bottles and all that. Now, sometimes we're going to show up, there's going to be stuff there already. If it's empty, we're going to throw it away for them. But if there's a full Gatorade that somebody just bought, don't throw that away. It's probably somebody's, okay? All right, so again, ambassadors, start that tonight. There's no reason why I should be picking up cones and water bottles at the end of practice today. But I do. I walk back, there's a water bottle over there, I'll go get it. Okay? With all you guys and every one of you are on, at least 2 or 3 of you on every team, water bottles should be picked up. Even if it means you grab one of your guys by the arm and go, hey, I'm not the only one picking up water bottles today. Okay, uniforms. Okay. And we go through a company called Rival. These we can design from the dot on the knee all the way to the stripe on the shoulder or whatever. So when we walk in, this year it's going to be mandatory. You walk from the car into every indoor in your full warm-up outfit. Everybody. You can have your beats on, you can have whatever on, you can be doing whatever you want to do. I don't care. But you will walk in that warm-up uniform. And everybody will be wearing that. We'll be the only organization I've ever seen do that. Your accessories will all be black and white. All accessories are black and white except for gloves. If you want to wear your own pair of gloves, I'm not going to tell you not to. If it makes you a better player, you can wear better gloves. Okay? And your shoes or your cleats. Okay? Cleats, I don't care. You can have one orange, one yellow, one whatever. I don't care. All right? But everything else that's in that bag will be worn appropriately. What do you think I've never let you wear?
Hats.
What? Hats. What else? Okay. Pajamas. Yep. All right. Ski mask? No way. I ain't robbing a bank. If you do, give me half the money. Okay. What else? What else? No Halloween costumes. Okay. All right. So why am I trying to get this year especially? Why am I trying to get us all to look alike? Why do you think that is? What do you think? Okay, so we're together. Back to unity from the first week. Okay? This is the most important year of it, guys. If you ever want to be here, because you guys can do this till you're 17, okay? If you ever want to be here and have me be a little bit more lenient on those things, do it 100% right this year. Okay? Show me that you can be a part of the organization and team first, and then I'll worry about whether you want to wear a banana outfit out there and look like an idiot.
You know we don't play, stay out the way. Check out this look on my face. I'll come save the day. Give me my cape. Look at I'm flying away. 5-star cream of the crop. Go and make spot. Go and put the cherry on top. This one can't be stopped. Giving them shock. It's really like that. Don't believe me, just watch. Watch. 5-star. 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 5 watch, watch, watch.
I feel like I'm a kid on Christmas.
Hey, the gloves are our logo. When you do this, it's our logo.
These are tough. I already had these.
Alright, thanks guys. You go, Donald. That's the first one.
Tune up the 808 baseline check. They stay complacent. Me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I connect. Living it large, no need to reflect. Came from the bottom, now I'm on deck. They get stuck while I progress. Can tell where it's going. I've seen this. I know all your steps. And we over there. Tell me what's next. Follow me, I'll show you what's next. 'Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them sweat. Watch your step, 'cause we making them sweat. 'Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them move. Turn up the beat and blow out the fuse. We too high for somebody to snooze. Me or you, look who they gon' choose. You know who they choose. One that I got it. Kick the door down, we are not knocking. You a dollar bill up in my pocket. I can see the future and it's looking like perfect. So tune up the 808 baseline check. They stay complacent, me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I
Hey, good D.
connect. Living it large, no need to reflect.
Hey, get up, get up, get up. Get up. I better run behind you. You're good.
Tell where it's going, I've seen this, I know all your steps. Now we over that, tell me what's next. Come on, everybody, follow me, I'll show you what's next.
Go over there.
'Cause you ain't
Oh,
doing nothing
hey, good job, John.
unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them
Hey, good job, John.
watch your step,
Good job, John.
you ain't doing nothing unless you making them.
They're playing some deep. They're playing deep. So watch me right there. I know. I know. Oh, here we go.
Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat.
Yes, sir. Good job, Lincoln. Yes, sir.
Making them sweat.
You gonna stare forever?
Making them sweat.
Do you wanna get to know me?
Making them sweat.
Get your confidence up. 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 Get your confidence.
The 808 baseline check. They stay complacent, me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I connect. Living it large, no need to reflect. Came from the bottom, now I'm on deck. They get stuck while I progress. Can tell where it's going, I've seen this, I know all your steps. And we over there, tell me what's next. Follow me, I'll show you what's next. 'Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them sweat. Watch your step, 'cause we making them sweat. 'Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them
Nice team. Let's go.
Do it like that. Do it like that.
Get yours.
Do it like that. Do it like that.
One round. Yours.
Do it like that. Do it like that. Do it like that. Do it like that. Do it like that.
is. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, local. Good boys. Those boys.
We stay together.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rev. Yes.
Thanks, Rev.
Go! Piper! Good!
Hold it. Come on, Donovan. Yes, sir, Donovan. Oh my God!
Lazar, watch the balloon.
I told the kid on the other team that the reason why I'm mic'd up is we're doing this thing. We're trying to make 7-on-7 better. Talk crap and say I'm a good kid because I have a mic.
Good job. Thank you. Thank
Hey,
you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You go, right? Yeah, Trent, touchdown. Yeah, good job, Chance. Hey, you can beat this again. Let's go. Hey, let's go, team.
Good job, Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a first down.
It wasn't anything like crazy.
Attaboy, Bentley! Bentley's cooking today.
Push him to the outside, not the end. There you go, dude.
Nice!
Go, Bentley.
Great job, Bentley!
Tyler, let's go. Hey!
Go deep. Go deep.
Let's go! Yes, sir, Luke. Oh.
That's pretty good, Juke.
I'm doing my job, you do yours.
Get him out.
How am I not watching? I just called the score.
Get him out.
That's cool, bro. You can get up on me. Huh? You can be, bro. You can be, bro. Don't tell me what to do, bro.
Zip. Right here. Oh my. Stop, Bailey! Redeemed itself. Stop, Bailey! What's up, Billy? Man coverage, here we go. Nothing deep. Good job, Luke. Way to go through your motion. Hey, be smart. Hey, just don't talk, just be smart. Be the better team.
Get the pick! Get the pick up! Yeah! Yes!
Let's go! Shake hands. Nice job. You guys are really good. Good game. Good job, coach. Good game. You're really good. Good game. Nice job out there. Good game, coach. Good game.
Thought our teams gelled very well. You know, we had our team camp, and our team camp was awesome. You know, and we had a lot of coaches from other teams on the sidelines, good or bad, to watch the other teams. You know, I know. You know, I'm the director, but I also am the head coach of one team. I know I was on the sideline of every single team all weekend. You know, I think overall it went pretty well. What do you think, Kyle?
I think it went extremely well. You know, I know you and I had some conversations before. It's just like how are our kids how are we gonna show up? And by show up, that doesn't necessarily mean are we gonna go 6-0 and win an age group division championship? Like, or does that mean that we're gonna show up and our kids are gonna be respectful on the sideline? They're not going to be talking back to the officials or the other coaches or the other team. I think overall we did a pretty good job.
Especially, and that's just, also coming from these young ones that I coach. And I feel like those little guys look up to the big kids. And when we were in our camp, I felt like they meshed really well together. And the older kids were playing with the younger kids, throwing the ball back and forth, and they were getting along really well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was really cool to see it.
We had 14-year-olds picking up our 10-year-olds.
And grabbing the ball when they would go by. Yeah, I just think I just thought it was awesome.
So, with Kyle being with us since day one, could you give me kind of a introspective of a new family that came from other programs? What are the big differences that you saw?
For me, the word culture means a lot because it's like a family. Former program where I came from was more or less very standoffish, like he coaches the 12U.
Yeah.
Okay? He coaches the 12U.
Right.
I don't walk onto that.
Right.
I don't tell them, if I see something going on in the game that he might have missed, I don't walk up to him and tell him because that's his team.
Yeah.
Everything is segregated.
Yeah.
We weren't a unit.
Yeah, and so to be real honest with you, it's nothing against a former program that you were with. I would say probably 90% of programs are like that.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, you know, with us, you know, we book the same tournament.
Right.
We book the same rooms
Yes.
where we're all staying. We buy one solid uniform and everybody wears it, you know, so.
It's like the Yankees, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
You're looking good, you're feeling good, you know, you're one unit. And honestly, there's also the leadership, if this makes sense.
Yeah.
Even in the little time I've known you guys, like, you want everybody to come together as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, we have our meeting in the beginning of the practice. We do this, right? All together. I came here, so what I'm getting at is I came to this program with Ben, and as soon as I walked in and I started talking to you, and we started talking about everything when we had it upstairs, you know?
Yes.
Everything was so organized. We weren't used to it, so I told Ben, I go, Ben, I'm not used to this, man. I'm used to like people that are sitting there screaming from the sidelines and saying, my son isn't playing this and that and da-da-da-da-da. But that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
That's what I saw a lot of in the difference of a different program.
Yeah.
Is the professionalism out of you. Guys, I seriously didn't have that before. And truth be told, I was telling him when you guys pulled up is that there's no reason for my son to go to any other program. I found a home base. I don't need him to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's great.
Because that's what I want my son to be raised in an atmosphere like that.
Yeah, and it's kind of taking it back to like what you said, and we'll talk about this in our next video a bit more in depth, but a lot of people don't realize that directing a youth sports program like this, or being a part of one, or organizing one, it is very high investment if you're doing it right, and very low return.
100%.
People don't really understand that, you know, most of the time we're not even making $1 an hour,
right.
You know, and we're putting money out of our own bank accounts in order to, you know, make this an enjoyable experience for the kids. And it takes a lot of effort to, you know, get nice big brackets for tournaments and to go above and beyond for our kids and get them extra t-shirts or extra swag or set out times for extra bonding experiences with our kids. It takes a lot of investment, and it's actually, unfortunately, from what we've experienced in the past, it goes unnoticed or unappreciative, and so it's just refreshing to hear that you are starting to see that. And I think that a lot of the parents and the coaches that we have this year have that same mentality of high investment and high appreciation for everybody involved, and so that's something that's been really cool.
It means a lot to me.
And you know, there's so many instances I can think of, and I'm sure Kyle can too, but you brought up, you know, the younger kids look up to our kids, and this year we've added this list of non-negotiables that we're adding on as we go. We're doing our best with some of those things. Social media is one we need to work at.
Yeah.
But like one of our best receivers on our 14-year-old team, great kid. He plays strong safety, and they threw a touchdown over the top of him. Literally, a kid ran across the field and smacked him on his head twice. Physically smacked him.
We did it to 2 of our
And then the best part about that was, and I didn't know about it because
no one knew about it.
Nobody knew about it because the kid is.
He didn't say nothing.
The kid is so humble. It happens, and he just keeps coming towards the camera, so we get to see his entire reaction. And his entire reaction was kind of like, "Oh well."
Ow. Does he know you? Yeah. I don't care.
I'll show you all that, man. My bad.
Let's chill. Let's go. I know. He slapped my head.
The problem is, you know how they do this?
Oh, yeah.
He actually went into his hair and went like this on his head.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so then he did it to another kid later, and then they got a sack on us. and he did big giant thrusts, like, you know, big thrusts right in our backfield, whatever. But when it was 37-7 later on that we were winning, I think they kind of died off a little bit on that.
It kind of dies off then.
So now it's about surrounding ourselves with people like you guys that are constantly thinking about what can we do to make the experience better for children. Okay, not for us.
Right.
You know, like
about the kids.
you know, like I keep saying, if you want to coach here, it's not about your benefit as a coach. It's about the kids' benefit. But I need people that can look at it and go, what can we do that's a little bit better than another program, or what can we do that makes our kids happy? And I think that's what we're surrounding ourselves with.
Well,
100%.
In the first 2 weeks that we did it, I think that the topic of unity was honestly just spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, you know, the way we even like phrased our teams, and this kind of touches on what you were talking about how if it's a coach's team, it's that coach's team, and it's almost like they're their own entity. And last year, that's kind of where we like took like a turn, is because we had, you know, so-and-so, like 10U Miller, and then it was like Miller's team, and now Miller's team is going this, and they're going to tournaments that we're not even at, and they're just so focused on Miller's trophies that they're winning. It's like, it's so egocentric, and it became less about the kids, and, you know, kids are getting equal playing time and their experience.
Let's have Kyle comment on that, because he knows all about that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a fine line when it comes to, you know, you wanting kids to play and you want to win. Of course, me being a competitive person, I want to win. I mean, of course, but I'm not willing to do that in sacrifice of watching kids stand there and cry on the sidelines because they're not getting a chance to play. You know, I know in my heart there's games that I probably could have won or done better. Maybe I didn't win, but it could have been at least a 7-point loss instead of a 21-point loss. You know, had I made the decision to put those top 5 or 6 kids and just leave them in, you know, we could have, but that's not what it's about. You know, it's about developing these kids and getting them better every single play and giving them the same opportunity, you know. Because basically you want to get to a team to where I could still rotate because there's no drop-off.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's where we're trying to get these kids is, but how do I get you there if I don't let you play in bracket?
Right.
And so you're good enough to play in pool, but you're not good enough to play in bracket.
Right.
You know, and we had a really rough spell with that last year with some teams, and you know, some of it didn't end very well. You know, there were some relationships that went with that, and you know, in my mind, it had nothing to do with losing or getting beat by them. It had zero to do with that, and 100% had to do with how it happened.
Right.
And so, and that's what, like me and Darren, and even you, and now you're involved too. It's like we've had some serious discussions and some very lengthy, you know, lost some sleep over some things, and like what are we going to do to make a difference?
We had, it was 7-7, or no, 7-9, and or something like that. Anyways, we were there on the goal line, had 1 yard, and they threw the ball, and the kid that we thought was going to be a little bit of a drop off opened our entire eyes up, came in, and he went like this right at the last minute and baited the quarterback, swung in, intercepted the ball, won the game for us.
That's awesome.
And we thought he was going to be a drop off, but the entire tournament, he was killing it on defense the entire time.
Yeah.
I think what he needed was somebody to believe in it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what it took to have him come out of his shell.
But it's a really good point in that we all know the top 4 or 5 players on our team, and they all need attention. But it's really the kids that we think are our drop-off players that really need our love and need our hands-on as far as showing them what needs to be done. And you know, that meant a lot more to that kid than any of the superstars that are going to catch 5 touchdowns. They already know they're going to.
But I think actually from this weekend, I'm like, wow, like our kids are performing so well. And I think this positivity that all players are equal that we're giving them is really reflecting through their performance.
Yeah, I just think that needs to be the message moving into our next practices, that everybody from this last week really stepped up and did some really great things, and we need to get better, but you know, we need to, you know, everybody really did a great job.
But they need to know that.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to know my son made it a point to tell me how nice and how much pretty much of a breath, and it's going to tear me up a little bit, to make it almost like a breath of fresh air for him to come off, because sometimes I have to focus on the other kids too when people are running in and off, and you know that, Kyle, right? You know that. Running in and off the field, so you got to like, hey, just go, go, go. He came off the field and he told me how touched he was that you personally talked about you and said how kind she is and how nice she is and how she makes me feel inside, Dad.
That's awesome.
And to me, that, as a father,
Yeah.
that makes me super happy, because that's why I say that I love what your guys are doing.
So when I pulled Rit aside, I actually pulled Rit aside at the tournament, didn't know anything about that. And I said, listen, but I'll give you parents some advice. And my advice to you is 8 months of any season, doesn't matter basketball, whether it's, whether it's baseball, whether, whatever it is. Understand that these kids are going to play serious sports from about 7 or 8 till about 14 or 15. Because once the high school has them, you don't have them anymore. You have no say in that anymore. Why would you take 8 months of that kid's life and have him somewhere that he is not loving every part of it? If your kid comes to you and goes, I don't want to go to practice, okay, and he's not a lazy kid, okay,
right?
But he used to love basketball, but now he doesn't want to go to practice. There's a reason. Only take your kid to a place where you, your kid, your family are happy.
Yep.
Because there's so many other places you can go.
Right.
Yep. So we're gonna be a program where we want it to be a place where your kid is happy. And it doesn't matter what
where your kid wants to go to.
The impact of youth coaches is it's the highest form of what's going to happen with kids. I mean, it's bigger than teachers, it's bigger than high school coaches. By that time, they've already formed their personalities, what have you. So if you want a kid not to like a sport, be a bad coach for them. I mean, at the youth age group. So
or a bad role model.
Or a bad role model.
In general, yeah.
And I've had a really nothing but good things so far said about the video from different parents and things like that. And we've had nice comments online too.
Yeah.
We have, let's be real, that we have had some of our TikToks with some negative comments.
Yep.
Really?
Mostly kids commenting on our TikToks.
And TikTok's more of a kid thing, and so we need to make sure that, because we don't talk about social media nearly enough, that we have to understand that that's a big part of this now, and so that's a big part of it. But with that comes some negative things within our own program. We actually had a kid, you probably know the exact quote.
He said, I'm the best player on the 12U and I'm only in one video.
Yeah, so basically with the videos that we put in there, he's already just basically has said, hey, I'm the best 12-year-old, but I'm only in one video. Now, with that being said, they're 12, they haven't been told yet by us, they might have been told about social media by other people, parents and other coaches or whatever, teachers or whatever, but that will be addressed. But then we've also had players from other programs get on there and say, you wait till you get to us or something like that.
Wait until you play us.
Yeah, wait till you play us.
He's on our first TRENDSETTERS video, actually.
What?
And that was from an organization that has bad blood with us because of coaches that we ended up letting go.
For a dang good reason, probably.
Right, and so what we're noticing with that is that these kids, it's almost just so sad because the prior 7v7 organizations that they're coming from or prior coaches that they've had have kind of skewed their values and their priorities. It's all about winning and it's all about me and my own individual performance. And so their mind frame is just so skewed, and then the way that they treat other people is just sad. It's like we're in a youth sports organization where we're supposed to be tending to kids, educating kids, and taking care of kids.
Bringing them up.
But we're teaching them how to mistreat others, and we're teaching them that it's all about them. And
no, I think this is a huge topic when you talk about the culture of 7-on-7. I've had some long discussions with my wife about the culture of 7-on-7, and is this something that I want my boys to be a part of? With having 3 boys and 2 of them heavily involved, and hopefully 1 here in the near future, is that really what I want? And that's when Darren and I and you, we really started talking about what are we going to do about this culture at 7-on-7?
Right, because you might give him a sidebar on, where we were actually at with this on June 1st of last year.
Yeah.
Where were we? I mean, we were
Yeah.
We were done. We were not doing this ever again.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
We were done.
Well, we were just
Like,
heartbroken.
Yeah.
because of how
Just
everything,
because
how it all laid out?
Yeah, we watched a lot of good people not be good people in our minds.
Yeah.
And the
Here's why I think we're all here.
Yeah.
Just what you said right there. This
Yeah.
sport is so lawless.
Yeah.
And it's so wild
Yeah.
west.
Oh, 100%.
And it doesn't need to be that way. Because there's not a single other sport in this universe that you can stand and do what you do on 7-on-7. Yeah, you're gonna look cool doing it, and you may get likes, and you go viral because
Stars,
you look
clicks,
cool doing
likes.
it, and it looks awesome. But you're burning that reputation that you have of yourself.
Bingo.
You know, and that's what we're trying to teach these kids in
And
this whole
We
entire
all have the
sport
same
in general.
mindset, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
And as a parent, like, really look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is this something that I want my kids to be a part of?
Right.
And I think that you can. I think that there's programs that will hold your kid to a certain class, and I think that it's really important that you do the research on those programs.
Yep.
You do background checks on who your directors are, who your coaches are. I think that's all really, really important, is to know the background on these coaches, and who is going to be teaching your kids and working with your kids one-on-one. I mean, it's just so important, and we got to look at ourselves as parents and just, is this okay for my kids, or is this neglectful and abusive what I'm putting my kids into?
Right, and I think as a parent, especially in some of these indoor events where you're sitting in bleachers or you're looking down on fields because you're in stands or whatever, you're not really, like in tackle or even flag for the most part. You're on a sideline, you're in your lawn chair, you're in your own bubble, man. You're just in your own world, or you go up and sit in the bleachers where you want to. But in the indoor, you're wherever that indoor is cut to. So you're all together, and so you're with the competitors there. And so as parents, you almost have to, go into it with the mindset that I'm here to support my kid.
Yes.
I love to watch you play. That's the key. I love to watch you play. And then you have to understand that, there's going to be some teams that are competitive with each other. They're going to talk to each other. They're going to talk to you as a parent because you have your gear on from that program. And, you have to, just like the kids do, you have to, sometimes you have to tune it out. And like I've talked to some of our coaches that have kids, when it becomes personal on your kid, at that point you have to figure out how you want to handle that. It's a lot different. But when it's just generally sent towards your team, they don't know who your child even is, then you just need to be able to relax on that. And then if they go out of their way to say negative things about your program or, start some rumor about something on the program, you have different ways you can address that. You can walk away from those type of things. You can ask them, now what's that about? Who did you hear that from? What exactly are you talking about? Or you can just tell them to shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Or kill them with kindness.
Yeah, you can kill them with kindness, or you can kill them with get away from it.
Yeah, that's true.
Leave me alone. I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
And then what I would always do as a parent is I would look at who it is that's saying something, and then I'd look out at their set of coaches and how they're coaching their kids, and I'd look out at our set of coaches and how they're coaching kids. And if there's a big difference, I'd be like, well, whatever they're saying, it doesn't matter because look what's going on out there on the field, and so that's what we need to be.
And always look at the people who are casting the stones.
Of course.
Always look at the people who are talking negative.
Yeah.
If you're talking negative, that means you're a fan, but not in a good way. Yeah, so I was like a little worried, these first few weeks because we're sitting and talking to our kids like, no costumes, no over celebrating, no this. And these kids going into 7v7 from their prior programs are like, that's the fun part of 7v7. How come you're taking it out? Like, the kids love having loose standards and love having, outlet to misbehave. And
but I will say this, okay? You're right. You're right. But I don't know how the Ashland's program is run for tackle other than they're successful. I know how the Monarch program was run because I ran it. I know how Lewis Central, I know that coach. I know how the Lewis Central High School program is run. And it's all those, like I said, I'm going to speak for Ashland because they're successful. They're run with discipline. The kids are, kids want the freedom, but they also really want discipline.
Internally,
and they won't ask for that.
They crave structure.
So
one last thing, I will say, just touching on how, the first few weeks doing this and this entire mission, how our kids kind of had this pushback on, you know, kind of wanting to go back to their old ways. Even though it is fun to over-celebrate and to wear the costumes, I will tell you that we witnessed this last weekend. It is a lot more fun to go there and be the good guys and go against the team that is exactly opposite of who we want to be. And our 14s were a perfect representation of that in the championship game. That this other team over-celebrated, talked crap every single time they came off the field, were wearing ski masks, and they were bumping heads with each other, but our guys just kept getting touchdown.
Wouldn't shake hands after the game. Half of them wouldn't shake hands after the game.
And so how did our guys feel where they never once even turned their head when they were being talked crap to? They were chirping in their ear,
And they
but they were just talking to their teammates. So how does it feel being that one team where you're completely disorganized, completely immature, and you're looking at this other team who's mature, well-rounded, great individuals, but then they're beating your booty?
Right.
It's a lot more enjoyable.
45-second story, and here's a really good example. We talk about playing back with Darren back in the day. We played a team out of Miami-Dade, Florida.
Sure.
They were a super tough team.
Delray Rocks.
Delray Rocks. Yeah. And we were getting ready for the game, and man, they were just chirping like like I was in 9th grade, and these guys were saying things to me that I wouldn't say as a grown adult today. And I kid you not, at halftime, half those kids that were chirping were on the sidelines eating popcorn,
throwing their helmets off,
throwing their helmets, quit the game because it was like 36-0, and they didn't want no part of that.
Man, Nebraska football was so good in the 90s, dude.
That's where the sport has to get to. That's where the sport has to get to.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so thank you for coming out, and thank you guys for watching. We're really putting all of our heart and our time and energy into doing this, so we just appreciate you watching, and we hope that you come back for our next episode in a couple weeks.
Yes. Last thing, if you ever have questions, please come and ask if you have questions.
100%.
We're always here.
Always.
Trendsetters. Rise of 7 on 7.
Peace. Yes.
Do it like that. Do it like that. Do it like that.